Good morning, His Excellency Bapak Heri Amadi, Ambassador of Indonesia to Japan. His Excellency Bapak Suryo Pratomo, Ambassador of Indonesia to Singapore. Profesor Suhono Harso, Supangkat, Lead Co-Chair of Task Force 20. Distinguished speakers, moderators, and participants. First of all, I would like to thank Professor Suhono, the organizer, for inviting me to this event. I'm honored and delighted to meet all of you. Today's themes: international collaboration for quality of life, development, smarter world, living lab, illustrate today's world conditions, where international collaboration and multilateralism are keys to find solutions for the highly complex, multidimensional global problem we are facing today. Through various global and multilateral forums, Indonesia and other countries continues to strive to contribute in addressing complicated global challenges such as unpredictable course of COVID-19 pandemic, global supply chain disruption, climate change, energy and food crisis, and Russia-Ukraine war. This year, Indonesia is entrusted to hold the presidency of the G20 with the theme of Recover Together, Recover Stronger. For the G20 presidency, Indonesia aims for a global and inclusive recovery and a sustainable future. There are three priority sectors of Indonesia presidency in G20: global health architecture, digital transformation, and sustainable energy transition. Through the three priorities, Indonesia put effort to ensure equitable access to COVID-19 vaccines, achieve common prosperity in digital age, and accelerate the transition toward cleaner energy resources. Our presidency in the G20 also aims to produce concrete deliverables that can give direct benefit for the people. We also facilitate direct operation between private sectors, companies, academic and research institutions, and philanthropies to contribute to the global economic recovery. I will elaborate more on these three priorities. First, health sector resilience is a must. Global communities are overcoming the COVID-19 pandemic altogether. New initiatives emerge, primarily focusing on building a more robust international health architecture to protect future generations. Having learned from the current experiences and possible future pandemic, clearly no single government or multilateral agencies can address the threat alone. To tackle this issue, Indonesia is working together with other countries in various multilateral forums, among others WHO, G20, and Gavi, to develop global health protocols, to develop new mechanisms to mobilize and secure global health resources, including financing, and to enforce global health resilient architecture through the strengthening of WHO and establishment of a new pandemic treaty that would provide the much-needed direction, accountability, and high-level political commitment from member states. Second, we must transition to a greener economy. Indonesia promotes sustainable, inclusive, and environmentally friendly investment. Therefore, we continue to support efforts to combat climate change and promote sustainable growth. Indonesia is committed to lead by example. The rate of deforestation has fallen to the lowest level in the past 20 years. Forest fires have been reduced by 85%. Indonesia is on track to realize its commitment to reduce emission. We are committed to achieve net zero emission by 2060 or sooner with international support. In updating its nationally determined contribution and realizing a net carbon future, Indonesia seeks international support in the form of innovative and realistic financing, technology or know-how. Indonesia has a clear pathway toward green economy by setting a renewable energy target for electricity generation of 23% in 2025 and 31% by 2050. Indonesia is phasing out coal plants, including to put the plants on an early retirement. We will phase out 5.5 gigawatt before 2030, which need 8.58 billion investment support. Through major policies such as net zero emission target, coal-fired power plant moratorium, and the carbon price implementation set the positive tone for the energy transition in the years to come. Clean and renewable energies that will be built according to the plan are geothermal, hydropower, microhydro, and solar power, wind power, and biomass. In addition, Indonesia will move its capital from Jakarta on the island of Java to an area which is named Nusantara or in English, Archipelago, in eastern part of Kalimantan Island. Nusantara will be known as a smart forest city, powered by clean energy and incorporating high technology to manage the city. In surrounding area, currently Indonesia is also building the largest green industrial park in the world in the North Kalimantan. Third, digital economy is the future. Digital transformation is also one of the priorities of Indonesia G20 presidency by focusing on connectivity and post-pandemic recovery, digital literacy, and data flows. The International Data Corporation forecasts that 65% of the global GDP will be digitized by the end of 2022. As the pandemic forces us to be adaptive, digital connectivity is becoming more important than ever. In 2021, Indonesia contributed 40% of the Southeast Asian region's total global merchandise value, e-commerce market value, at $70 billion. Indonesia strongly promotes not only the physical digital infrastructure, but also its digital infrastructure resilience and empowering aspect. Educating digital literacy to the public, especially to the micro, small, and medium enterprises, is a necessity to assist the public to adapt with the current economic situation, ensuring inclusive digital transition to drive growth, and it is part of a solution to speed up economic recovery. As you might have known, Indonesia has a lot of potential in digital economy. Indonesia has 1 decacorn and 10 unicorn. According to Indonesian Association of E-commerce, in 2021, Indonesia e-commerce grew more than 50% year-on-year. Around 9.2 million Indonesia's SMEs have embraced digital platforms. Digital technologies serve as a lifeline for many Indonesian MSMEs during the pandemic. We seek the international support to strengthen digital infrastructure, promote Indonesia growing digital economy, and position Indonesia as digital hub in the region. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, reiterating again that COVID-19 has created multifaceted challenges, not only on a health aspect, but also economic and social aspect. We must face this global uncertainty with synergy and collaboration. We must work together to overcome global problems created by the COVID-19 pandemic to move toward new normal. We must address vaccination gap and global health protocol together. We must overcome container scarcity and other logistic chains problem. We must work together to keep the rising inflation under control. We must anticipate the food scarcity and the increase of food price. We must accelerate the transition process toward a sustainable economy. We must expedite digital transformation that is equal and affordable. Therefore, in accordance with the theme of Indonesia's G20 presidency, I would like to invite all the relevant stakeholders, government, business, and academic sectors to support global recovery together. Let us recover together, recover stronger. Thank you.